Hello, my name is Cherish Knox, and tonight we will be speaking of the public service of the 911 dispatcher. 911 dispatchers have a significant role in emergency response and impact the efficiency of all aspects of service every day. From the time that you were a child, what is the number that you were told to call in a time of crisis? Did you ever stop to think about who was on the other end of the line or what was going on? I have 3 years of professional experience as a 911 dispatcher, completing 245 hours accredited by the Arkansas Commission on Law Enforcement Standards and Training, specializing in emergency and tactical dispatch. While working in the public service sector, I also participated in training for the FEMA emergency management and tactical de-escalation services. Tonight we will talk about 3 points. We will talk about the specialized training and techniques that are required to adequately complete the job. We will talk about how the performance and competency of the dispatcher impacts other first responders, such as police, fire, and EMS. We will also talk about legislation that now classifies 911 dispatchers as first responders. Let's begin with the specialized training and techniques that are required to adequately complete the job. 911 dispatchers are required to complete training in a wide variety of emergency situations and have agency procedures in place to respond accordingly. Training is focused on medical emergency procedures, technology use, and sensitive information disclosures. The dispatcher must have knowledge of medical emergencies, such as heart attacks, to advise the first responders that are en route. CPR certification is required as well, and have the ability to talk callers through the procedures for the life-saving techniques. State and national certification is required to access the criminal database and state driving records. The dispatcher must have the ability to navigate the tracking systems efficiently and in a timely manner. Use of multiple radio channels is imperative. The proper use of terminology, coding, and proper disclosure of sensitive information during open air is vital. Now that we have talked about some of the training and skills involved in the job of the 911 dispatcher, let's talk about how the performance and competency of the dispatcher impacts other first responders such as police, fire, and emergency medical services. Police officers, firefighters, and EMS all rely on dispatchers to advise accurate, detailed, and timely information. The BLS on job descriptions advises that dispatchers are responsible for asking probing questions to get accurate information. Location is the most important and the very first question that should be asked. Where is your emergency? The dispatcher should also determine specific emergencies and know what resources to send. If there's a fire, obviously send the fire department. For the first responders' protection, dispatchers must determine scene security and advise all changes of circumstances. In incidents such as domestic violence, determine if anyone is in possession of a weapon. A very important part of the call-taking process is to inquire if anyone is under the influences of drugs or alcohol. Now that we have talked about some of the training and skills involved in the job of the 911 dispatcher and how that performance involves other service members, let's talk about the legislation that now classifies 911 dispatchers as first responders. The House of Representatives approved legislation last year to include 911 dispatchers in the public service and first responders classification. EMS World advises now that 911 dispatchers are recognized for the impact that they have on public service and community response. The profession was previously classified as clerical and widely overlooked. The change of classification opens the door for community awareness and the transparency in the first responders' roles. The change of classification also impacts the morale of the dispatchers, no longer invisible on the other end of the line. All active public service employees now qualify for federal student loan forgiveness, so it is now an incentive to join this field. Employee gratification recognizes in the sense of purpose leads to extended longevity for the employment and agencies. Again, 911 dispatchers have a significant role in emergency response and impact the efficiency of all aspects of public service every day. We discussed the 3 points regarding public service. We talked about the specialized training and techniques that are required to adequately complete the job. We talked about the performance and the competency of the dispatcher and how it impacts other first responders such as police, fire, and emergency response. We also discussed the legislation that is now put into place to classify 911 dispatchers as first responders. The community can now rest assured that these specialized professionals are equipped with the necessary skill, dedication, and tools to provide assistance on a caller's darkest day. Thank you and good night.